It's Thursday, November the 11th. Happy Remembrance Day. You're tuned in to the TNIAB podcast. I'm Vince.
I'm Anthony.
Shit.
I said that so naturally.
Yeah, I was like,
shit.
Whoa, man.
I peel off my face. It's you.
I know. It's a face-off situation.
Hell yeah.
And you're tuned in to the Geek Chic Culture Show. We talk about all the cool things in the whole wide world. It is Remembrance Day here in Canada.
Stat holiday if you work for the government.
Yeah, which actually screwed me over today because I forgot that it's a bank holiday.
Oh, word?
Right? And so if you need to do stuff with the bank.
Who needs to do, what do you gotta do at the bank?
Move money.
Just do it online.
No, you can't do anything.
Why not?
The transfers don't go through till tomorrow.
You can still, can't you, preload the transfer and then,
But if I need the transfer today.
Get wrecked. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's the problem. So, yeah, it's annoying, but...
Maybe the people who asked you for that transfer should have, asked you sooner, you know?
Yeah, probably.
It's probably their fault.
Is it? Probably. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's their fault.
No blame on you.
Absolutely.
It's all on them.
It's not my fault, but what can you do? Yeah, there you go. It's November. Daylight savings time happened.
Yes.
It is dark at 4.
It's great.
It's awful.
I love it.
It's awful. It's the worst. But what can you do?
It's true. There's less time that I get to wear my sunglasses, but
you do wear sunglasses a lot.
Unless I wear them at
night.
night.
I never noticed that.
I do.
You do. Whatever.
Protect my eyeballs from the UVs.
But you're not going out.
Yeah, but when I do go out, my eyes are sensitive.
I don't get it.
Because I'm inside all day.
I don't get it. Exactly. So why do you care if the sun goes down early?
Because then I can go outside without my sunglasses.
You just told me you don't go outside.
Listen, I'm not here to keep continuity. I'm just here to say the opposite of you. All right.
Oh, is that the game?
Yeah.
Oh, now it makes sense.
It all makes sense.
It was me, Barry. Anyways, yeah, we got some stuff to talk about this week. You know, we're gonna continue on with the anime trend because we got a new anime to watch this week. We'll tell you all about it. It's called Komi-san Can't Communicate.
Yes.
This is on Netflix.
It's arguably the biggest anime out in this season.
I think it's the biggest of the new.
Yeah.
New.
Yeah.
Because, again, Demon Slayer's here. So.
Yeah.
You can't really...
It's good. I heard it's good.
I heard the same... I haven't watched
it's good.
Yet. I haven't caught up. But yeah, so we watched Komi-san Can't Communicate.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch weekly episodes on Netflix.
Which is didn't Netflix come out years ago being we'll never do weekly whatever?
Yeah, but they do it now. But then again, they're slight spoilers. They're gonna do it again for other animes going forward. So I think it's just how they structure the decisions. I don't really know. I don't really care.
We shall see.
Anyways, Komi-san Can't Communicate. So there is a beautiful girl, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
and she goes to high school.
11 out of 10. Bomb.com.
Sure. And she suffers from social anxiety, as in she cannot speak or talk. Not because she doesn't want to, but when she opens her mouth, the words just don't come out.
She gets nervous.
Absolutely.
She gets the doki dokis.
Sure. Second character is a bit of a loser, a bit of a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just wants to have a quiet life. Comes to school. Turns out he gets to sit beside Komi. And through a series of events...
Of fortunate events.
He ends up being her first friend and tries to help her communicate.
And get 100 friends.
Yes.
Minus Tadano, so 99 more friends.
Yeah, so it is a slice of life rom-com.
It's a meet cute type of deal.
Yeah, sure. And I guess that's the gimmick, right? She can't talk, and so it's all about all the social dynamics surrounding that, and all the, I guess, high school events and situations that they're going to be tasked and put against, where he is going to effectively help her or guide her to eventual communication and getting out of her social anxiety. I think this is one that you were particularly interested in.
Yes, because
you told me that you saw the anime was out.
Yeah.
And so
I was all my friends have been telling me to read this forever.
Oh, okay.
Right? They've been on it for years.
Yeah.
And then I was there's an anime. I should start reading it.
Yeah. You said that. I think you said that last week. Yeah. So I'm sure you've read some of
I've read Not as much as I'd like to. Maybe like 8 to 10 chapters.
Okay.
So basically, like what the first episode has covered, which is what we watched.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how at the same time they're both like faithful and unfaithful to the series.
Okay.
Where all of the story beats and all of the pretty much the scenarios play out
Mm-hmm.
almost exactly the same in terms of outcome.
Yep.
But certain scenarios, how they're set up, are a little bit different, and they're different in like such minor ways where it's like,
Does it really matter?
it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And also, like, this is probably a better change for the medium of anime.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of stuff where in the anime they just straight up have an animated manga panel, and I'm not saying it in terms of like JoJo where they do the pose and I can pull up that page,
Yeah.
right, and it's like, oh look, I mean like exactly that panel with where speech bubble placement is and where sound effects are,
Yeah.
where overlaid text is.
Okay.
Like they just take the manga panel out of the page and then here
Yeah.
in color and slightly animated.
Okay.
And I think that's such a like really cool style to, I guess, be faithful to work, because like this show, the way it's set up, there's not a lot of animation potential.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talking. You're in school, and they took a very unique way. Instead of having like the shot reverse shot that you would get in most rom-coms, they play around with it, and they're like, hey, this is from a manga. Like there's that one scene where they're writing on the chalkboard
Mm-hmm.
in the back of the class, and it shows Komi, and when she's like, oh, I inconvenienced you or whatever,
Yeah.
and all the window panes are scenes from previous in the episode,
Uh-huh.
and like they play around with the medium a lot, so that like when there's going to be a still section, we still give you something else to look at,
Mm-hmm.
and like something that like there's a reason that this was animated and it's not just like
Mm-hmm.
something else. But I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great. It was really good, and it's one of those things too where I look at this and I directly compare it to last week. Or was it last week we watched Blue Period, or was it 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
So 2 weeks ago when we watched Blue Period, and the scene where Tadano is trying to kind of warm up to Komi, where they're like writing on the chalkboard, having this long conversation. In the manga, they let that play because it's like a very personal, emotional bonding type scenario. And in the anime, they let that shit play.
Mm-hmm.
Like they let it rock. Like no voices, just music. Kind of speeding through, like showing time lapse of their conversation, but they let it linger and like how important that scene is. And then when I compare it to Blue Period, where they just were like, oh, self-reflection, rush through that shit, and I'm like, bro, that what could have been like.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that shows. And like, who's this again? Is this Mappa?
Komi-san?
Yeah, well, I forget what studio Komi-san.
I forget. I don't think it's Mappa. I'll look it up here.
It's because OLM. Who's OLM?
OLM?
Is that what I'm seeing? OLM.
It's OLM. I don't know.
I don't know what they've done. Wow. Oh, they did Odd Taxi.
Oh, they did Pokemon.
And they did a bunch of the Pokemon. So
that explains why it looks this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did the Bang Dream stuff. No, so that explains like kind of the vibrant style it has.
Yeah.
But also like I heard Odd Taxi is also just like not afraid to let scenes linger, to like let the viewer kind of soak in the scenery type of a deal.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows like, yeah, there's a reason why there's skills between different studios and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I think this is a great adaptation. And it kind of does make me want to like just watch the anime instead of reading it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I had nothing but good time. I was just like more enamored with the way the show tried to keep your attention in those slow scenes, like, and like the medium usage, because like the first episode is very standard, right?
Yeah.
Character introductions,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the way they set it up was really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, this is the studio that does Yamato 2199. Okay.
Ooh.
I think this is a really, really great show. I think above all, it's got this really high quality production to it. Like it has no right looking as good as it does.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are certain sequences where I look at this and I think, why?
What
Like
the one for
why
me?
is it so good?
Yeah, again, back to the chalkboard when they're writing and like the flakes of the chalk are falling down by their
Yeah.
feet like it's snowing. You're like, why? Why did you do this?
So like yeah, like that subtle stuff, like that
Yeah.
stuff I think is more important. I think that stuff needs to be there because I
Mhm.
think that adds to it. Because it just especially in that scene. But I just mean like the show kind of flips to like very very high intensity sequences. I think there's a moment where what's his name
Tadano.
Tadano, as Komi-san is like leaving the room, he like bolts from his desk to the back of the class, and
Yeah.
it's like 2 steps,
Mhm.
but it's animated like 120 frames.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna like perform some like super robot combo, just like
Or even like just the scene of her grabbing his shirt as he's leaving.
yeah,
That too.
yeah. So like there's moments where I don't understand why it's there.
And it flip flops between like 2 frames of animation. Like they'll
Yeah.
skip Komi like walking in just like chunk,
Yeah.
and then they'll do like, oh, here's like
Mhm.
the third Street Fighter Third Strike level of animation.
Yeah, but I think the idea behind this anime is great, or this whole thing like dealing with social anxiety.
Mm,
I just unfortunately have no interest in it.
interesting.
Like it's just
Because you think people with social anxiety are weak, is what you're telling me.
absolutely, but
Fucking pussies.
but no, it's just it because I hate how, not that I hate, but like shows that rely so heavily on one singular gimmick
Hmm.
fade fast for me. Like it's the same reason why I didn't get into what's that show you liked so much? He was so cool. He does everything really cool.
Oh, Sakamoto.
Sakamoto, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can appreciate it for one episode, but it's not something like that I can handle for more than that.
Bro, that show's so good.
Because like for me it's
Haven't you heard? I'm Sakamoto.
it's the same reason why I couldn't get behind One Punch Man. Right? It's just I get it. Now what?
Well, even the author, like now, even the
Yeah.
author of One Punch Man has
Yeah.
realized that, and like
Yeah.
the majority of One Punch Man is not about Saitama.
Yeah, because it's all about side stories, about
Yeah,
the more
yeah.
interesting people. But it's hard to be interested when One Punch Man exists,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right.
So like I have nothing bad to say about this show. It's just like I think it's produced incredibly well, and that moment of the chalkboard is probably the best part. There's like the other half to this episode though, where it is so high energy on everything and it's kind of random.
Mhm.
Even the way they frame the ending of like, and by the way, this school is very
Yeah.
special and there's bosses here and
Yeah,
here. You're not
social
gonna
bosses.
make friends. And it's just one of those moments where I'm like, fuck, this is why I can't stand like certain anime or kid shows, because
Yeah.
I feel like it's aimed towards people with ADHD, and it almost feels like the energy is here to keep your attention.
Oh, that's interesting because I took it as more like when we went to our live action discussion,
Yeah.
where before when I said anime has to make certain scenarios to the nth extreme
Yeah.
because of the medium, and I think like this is it, because like if we were just learning about a girl who can't communicate episode by episode and it was just like normal everyday life, like snooze fest, who's gonna watch that?
I see that. I'd be way more interested in that.
All right.
The fact that this has to feel like it has to throw in all those high energy moments, it's like I get it.
Okay.
Like I think that's one of the things about anime that sometimes I hate and sometimes I love, and that it has to beat you over the head with the kind of topic it's trying to give you.
Yeah.
And in this case, I would have been more interested to see this take if they doubled down on the seriousness and the subtlety of her issue, as opposed to Naruto's in the background and he's gonna steal your shit.
He threw a compass at you, bitch.
Like that stuff. I don't like. It was entertaining, but was it necessary?
Yeah.
I don't know. Will I stick with it? Maybe I'll watch a few more episodes, but it can go both ways.
Yeah.
I think I said in a previous episode I didn't really care for the art style.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of grows on you. I think the only character I don't like is the guy
with the big ass eyes.
Yeah, he definitely screams Pokemon. Now that I know that.
Now you look at it,
yeah,
you're like, oh, that's new Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shoot, he is, and it's just her. It's weird. She's very modern, except for that one part of her hair.
Where she got like the vent.
Yeah, it's like this triangle.
Yeah.
But they
Well, even her eyes are very like I don't want to say like it's just clamp, but it's like very old anime style where like it's like you have the thin eyes, but they exaggerate it. So like it goes around to your temple type of shit.
But they're not quite as committed to her style as like his character. His character is very much because there are moments where they draw her and she just looks incredible. But
they also play with her a lot where they'll give her the eyes of the dude.
Oh, right? Yeah, like for her, like, and she looks super adorable.
Yeah,
like, no doubt.
Like her cute moments where she's like, "I'm fidgety." Oh no.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think this is a good show. I think everyone should at least give it a shot. It's. I can see why it's a highlight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to try more episodes. It's just. Who knows how long it'll hold my attention.
I also see why in Giguk's like anime wrap up video, he mentioned that this is Discord profile anime. Because there's like so many scenes of people's faces in this show where I'm like, that could be someone's Discord profile picture.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's Komi-san. So this was
that's a recommend, baby.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Absolutely cool, wicked. All right, let's
You forget?
I'm deciding.
You're deciding.
Let's go to a question.
All right, let's go to a question. We gotta keep it in line with the rest of our episodes.
Do we?
I guess we don't. I guess we do. All right, pick. So
I like how you said that, and I questioned you like you immediately folded. I know. You know what?
You know what? Who cares, man?
All right, this comes from Joseph Hazel, and he's jonesing to play. Hi, TNIAB. Have you ever consumed a piece of media that inadvertently might have made you stop enjoying that medium for a while? I finished Shenmue 3 a few months back. And deranged psychotic that I am, thought that I may have actually tolerated it well enough. Only now to realize I haven't played a game in 3 months. I am now left puzzling to myself whether justifying a bad game to myself had accidentally hurt my enjoyment of playing games in general. Like how a case of food poisoning can turn you away from foods that you once liked. I am currently on the mend from my condition and am booting up Bloodstained to play for the first time as soon as I finish this email. Wish me luck. Also, Anthony, you were right when you said Clover was too beautiful to exist in this world.
My man of culture. Wow. I got the people on my side, baby.
Wow. Turbo Weebs unite.
Hell yeah.
So, any piece of, I guess, anything, movie, show, game, where you were like, that was so bad, I just cannot be involved in the medium?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever...
You've never watched TV so bad you've been like, fuck TV?
Maybe at one point I did, and that's why I don't watch TV anymore.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, like, subconsciously, but I've never, like, actively made or consciously made the connection of, like, this was so bad that, oh, shit, I haven't played a game in X amount of time. There are definitely genres of games that I've had a bad experience with and that I haven't gone back to, but like a medium in general, no. But like League of Legends has turned me off of any MOBA, right? Like any sort, like Pokemon Unite came out, and everyone's like playing it on their phone. Apparently Snorlax OP.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm like, bro, I want to main Snorlax, and then I'm just like, oh wait, it's a MOBA.
It's good.
Never mind.
It's good,
right? And stuff like that. So I've definitely kept it isolated. Like if I don't know if I've ever gotten food poisoning.
I don't know if I have.
I don't think I've ever gotten food poisoning. But anytime I've had like a bad meal at a restaurant, I've always put the blame on the restaurant. And I've never let that really stop me from like, oh, I had bad Chinese food at this place, so I'm not going to eat Chinese food in general for X amount of time. I don't think that's ever... And I've never, honestly, like never understood that because it's like such an isolated thing. Like the fault of one thing does not like branch out to everyone else who does the same thing. I can't think of anything where that's happened to me either. You've never been like, man, that girl broke my heart, time to date dudes? No. Are you speaking from experience here? Oh, okay, I see, I got it. Plead the fifth. No. Yeah,
Yeah, no, like any bad games I play, well, they're bad, and then I move on to a good one.
Yeah, right. And you're
So,
like, man, that other game was so bad in comparison to this good
yeah,
game.
that's why I like this. It's like, oh yeah, no, games aren't bad. It was just that one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just Mass Effect 2.
Oh wow. Yeah, movies, shows, like there have been instances where I watched something that's, I don't know, 10 seasons of a show.
Again, you can't, man. I can't still to this day. It's been like a decade.
And
since
I'm
you
just
did this.
like, and I watched like 8 seasons. And I'm like, this is awful. This is just
This is
awful.
fucking terrible.
What have I done?
Why am I watching this?
Yeah, yeah. But I press on.
Yeah, I think that's more of a fault than anything.
Yeah, so I can't think of anything that's been so bad I have been turned off from the medium. I do get tired. Like I suffer from fatigue if I do one thing too much,
Mm-hmm.
and then I take a break for who knows how long.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's at the fault of anything. It's just I've consumed it too much. Right?
Yeah.
Look at Gundam. I consumed it too much. And
Fair enough.
now I just don't. So that's
Yeah, and it's like not that it's bad, it's that you like overdosed on it.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you just go in too hard, too deep, too often.
And I've definitely taken breaks from like even video games where like there was a good chunk of time, maybe a couple of years ago, where I just got way into music.
Yeah.
And instead of like playing the latest game, I was like, okay, what's the latest album and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never let a bad thing ruin my experience for the rest of the same type of thing.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anything. I'm even trying to just think of general experiences that like I didn't necessarily enjoy, and I thought to myself, yeah, never going back. Like there's golf.
Yeah,
I never enjoyed that.
that's like such a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Fallacy too, because like this is like such an extreme example, but I remember when COVID was like first coming out, and there were like rumors of the city locking down.
Yeah.
And I had went to a Korean restaurant.
Yeah.
And one of the waiters asked me like, oh, I was the only like white dude in the restaurant, and they had asked me like, oh, you're not afraid of COVID? And I'm like, just because it originated like in Asia doesn't mean that you guys here who are Asian have COVID, right? Like
that's what you think.
That's what you secretly. It's part of the plan. But yeah, it's like such a weird thing in my head to take the failures of something and apply it to the rest of anything similar.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, bit of a boring answer on that one, but I guess no, we just unless you don't like the medium in general, I don't think there's anything that'll.
You know why I haven't done that? Because I'm not a game racist, all right? Like our listeners.
Wow,
no.
you really went there. Okay. Wow. You mean you tell me there's not been an anime so bad you're like F anime?
Fucking anime in general?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No?
If anything, like it's kind of like maybe Evangelion. Like, no.
Wow. Wow. Man, you just woke up and chose violence
I
today.
chose violence.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Like, I don't know if there's been like sometimes the bad stuff like I like more than the good stuff because you can like pick it apart and like shit like that. Like it's the same what's that one movie?
Scary movie.
Not Scary Movie. It's oh my god.
What happens in it?
It's like the guy with the long hair. Oh, hi Mark. You remember that one?
What?
That was
Hi Mark.
Hi Mark. What's that movie? Oh, The Room.
Oh.
Featuring Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Like that movie is so bad. And like on every level of filmmaking, like it just makes every mistake.
Okay.
But sometimes that's even more fun to watch, right?
So you're telling me you watched something so bad it made you more interested in the medium?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like
okay.
just like it also made me appreciate like when things are done well. Right? Like watching like a really shitty like no name kung fu movie and then watching like Jackie Chan in his prime and just like seeing the differences between the two and like why and you realize like why Jackie Chan is a legend.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
I hear you. Yeah. That's kind of like how this week the trailer for Spider-Man on Marvel's Avengers came out, like his expansion.
Yeah.
And it looks like shit, but I only know that in comparison to
Insomniac.
the Insomniac Spider-Man games who look
it's like
awesome.
God tier, yeah.
So
like I don't know, like sometimes this was actually like in a Donkey video, like he pointed out a comment where he's like Donkey, why do you play things that you don't like? and it's like because you need perspective in order to
Absolutely.
know when something's good.
You need a benchmark.
Right?
You need a yardstick. You need something.
And I don't know. It always comes down to that like balance between like you need sadness to feel happiness. You need good to feel bad. Bad to feel good.
Exactly.
All that stuff.
That's why I love watching shitty anime all the time.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Of course. Why do you think I watched Smallville?
Yeah. How many isekais are you watching this season?
Actually, none.
Oh wow!
I mean one, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
You're off. You're off the hook. You're off the train.
Well, I mean, there is that one with the assassin that I want to check out.
That one does look pretty good.
I want to check it out.
But I gotta watch the prequel, Redo Healer first, and then maybe hit the Blu-ray 10K, like 4K version of that. See what's up.
I watched enough of Redo of Healer to know.
How many? I watched one episode.
I watched like 5.
What? Yeah. Damn. All right, I didn't know that.
It's no good. It's not good. It's very bad.
Okay.
I can't believe they got a green light. Anyways, let's move on to picks of the week. And since we're still on the topic of anime, my sole pick is Netflix had a huge anime like press release announcement.
Netflix crossed over with anime.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of announcements. I think one of the first things they headlined was they released concept art of their live action Mobile Suit Gundam.
Terrible. Live action?
Did you see?
Yeah, it looks like dog shit.
It looks like a Gundam. What are you talking about?
It looks like a bad Gundam.
It looks like a Gundam.
This looks like a PS3 launch Gundam.
I can't even argue. Like, it just looks like a Gundam.
Yeah, you know what? Gundams look like Gundams. It's true, right?
Yeah,
and Guts looks like Guts in the new series, but I don't know what to tell you, man.
What is that? This looks fine. This looks fine. We'll see. Half of it is a silhouette.
If it's like Tokusatsu, that's a man in a suit in a mini-scale city.
No way.
Hell yeah,
no
I'm
way,
in.
No way. Gross. How dare you?
That's the kind of bad I'm looking for.
So yeah, that's their first concept of Gundam. We shall see. We shall see what that turns out to be. But they actually had bigger announcements.
Okay, I'm looking at a picture of Yu Yu Hakusho, and that doesn't sound like a big announcement.
Yu Yu Hakusho, we all know, is a big deal for anime fans, especially those who grew up in the 90s. Mm. I hate Yu Yu Hakusho.
It created one of my favorite AMV skits of all time, where they put South Park's... Remember that episode of South Park when they made a boy band? And they had a song called Finger Bang?
Oh,
and they played that song over Yu Yu Hakusho, and it's like, girl, I want to finger bang you every night.
Geez, wow, that's a thing. Anyway, Yu Yu Hakusho is I don't know how much kids about today care about Yu Yu Hakusho.
Absolutely none. They don't give a shit.
But every time I talk to people like my age,
yeah,
about anime, they're like, "Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho, Yu Yu Hakusho."
Yeah. And then you remind them like, "Hey, wasn't that good?"
It wasn't. I tell Blaven that every day. I know how much he loves Yu Yu Hakusho.
I set up a bot to message him on Discord at 8 a.m. every day.
Yeah. Anyways, Yu Yu Hakusho is the next in line from Netflix to get a live action adaptation.
Again, who cares? Who gives a shit?
It's a big deal, okay?
Man, I thought it was like I got to tell this story. So this week, I've been out and about, like hanging with friends. I met a.
And all of Yu Yu Hakusho?
No. So we were all talking about the Bebop live action.
Oh yeah.
And every single one of them are just like, bro, doesn't look great. Doesn't look good. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, my people exist here. I'm not just in this fucking like this silo of myself, right? I'm like, oh man, John Cho, more like John No. Am I right? Like,
wow, so much hate.
I know.
But I guess you need people on the world.
I gotta balance out the anti-Asian hate movement. I gotta bring it back in.
You need to be. There is a segment of people who just want to hate things.
Hell yeah.
Because can't all be awesome and love things.
Exactly. Taylor, listen, without haters like me, Taylor Swift wouldn't have made that Shake It Off song.
Sure.
And she wouldn't be who she is today.
If that's how you want to justify it, sure.
If anything, I helped Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She owes me royalties.
Nope.
They can't do it.
Nope.
I saw go scroll back up.
What's the issue,
Scroll back up.
What's the issue?
Keep going. I saw there's a picture of One Piece. What's going off?
Netflix will expand its manga-inspired offerings with a live-action One Piece series.
Yo, you know who's gonna play Luffy?
Who?
Chris Pratt.
Oh, shoot.
Bro, stop with the live action, please.
Can't you? Aren't you excited to see second gear in real life?
Absolutely not.
Can't you just? Aren't you just excited? You're a One Piece fan.
One Piece specifically, especially, is a show that will not translate very well to live action.
I have 2 words for you.
All right.
Dark and gritty.
It's a dark and gritty One Piece? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Okay,
no.
I was like, bro, what? That shows like the epitome of the power of friendship. Like,
yeah, but so there is a live action One Piece adaptation.
Terrible.
It's coming. So I hope you're excited.
I'm not.
Which only begs the question: how long before we get the Naruto one?
How long?
I don't know.
Tell me.
I don't know.
Was that announced or is this a genuine question?
No, because the Bleach one exists.
Okay.
Yu Yu Hakusho's getting one. One Piece is getting one. It's only a matter of time before we get our Leaf Clan.
All right.
Right?
Okay.
So yes. I think the one that excited me the most is that Netflix gave a full announcement on Tiger and Bunny, the sequel.
Live action.
No. This is just straight up anime. It's coming April 22nd.
I feel like this has been in the works for years.
It has. They announced it I think almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it's coming. Interestingly, they say that the first Tiger and Bunny is coming to Netflix, but I think it already has been on Netflix. So I think
then they took it off?
No, I think what they're trying to specify is they might be able to get it with all the sponsorships.
So, okay, that's the next question I was going to say. Like, if they bring that back, how does the licensing work out? Because they had a lot of real life sponsorships, right? Bandai, SoftBank, all that shit.
When Tiger and Bunny first came to America, they took out all the sponsorships, so their people were just blank.
Which didn't make sense for the show because all the heroes were sponsored by corporations.
Exactly. So I think what this announcement is trying to imply is that maybe they've got the full licensing to have all the sponsorships on, and hopefully we'll see, more sponsorships on Tiger and Bunny again.
Are you going to tell me that I can get a SoftBank phone plan in Canada soon?
Oh, let's hope. What if they go like full localization?
Oh, and they make like each region is a different.
Yeah, instead of SoftBank, it just says AT&T.
Who gets KFC? What's
the
Bandai equivalent?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like an American toy maker.
Oh, it'd be like Hasbro?
Yeah, like Hasbro or something. Yeah.
That'd be wild.
They color change one of the characters so it's the Toys R Us giraffe.
Oh man, that would be so wild. So that's coming. So that's pretty exciting.
All right. Okay.
They had some other smaller announcements like Detective Conan and
smaller announcements. Detective Conan, one of the longest running franchises.
7 Deadly Sins. And then
is that do people still give a shit about 7 Deadly Sins?
Apparently, and there's also going to be an extension to Kakegurui.
Okay, Kakegurui.
So she's gonna have a prequel.
Was this twin?
Compulsive Gambler.
Yeah. Kakegurui twin.
Yeah. So that's gonna be here. They have a couple of things. There's Ultraman
Season 2.
Yeah.
I can't believe Agretsuko is still getting more seasons.
People love that show.
I remember people flipping out about season 1 and watching it all, and I watched it all. I thought it was great. And then after that, all the other seasons, I heard nothing.
You know what that show is?
What?
That is The Office for anime fans.
That's what I've heard.
Right?
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So
less cringy though. So better.
That's
I haven't watched seasons 2, 3, so maybe it's still cringy. I don't know. All right.
Who knows?
Because I know I remember the main love guy was pretty cringe.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. So there you go. I think the big announcement though is that JoJo, the Stone Ocean.
Yes.
Is it? You want to say season or series? Part. It's coming December 1st, and they're dropping 12 episodes at once,
which is wild.
Yeah. So here we are seeing Netflix do weekly releases, and then JoJo comes along and says, "We do it all at once."
Yeah. That's not going to be all of it.
No, but one core is what I'm saying at once. So that's kind of wild to see.
It's cool. I'm super into it.
I guess JoJo is big enough that they can do it. Like they already know.
Yeah, because you know why? Because it's that good.
Listen, I'm not going to argue the popularity and the cultural impact of JoJo.
Yes.
Is it good?
It's a masterpiece.
Dude,
masterpiece.
We all know where I stand.
And this part, ooh, baby.
This is the one with girls?
This is the one in an all-female prison in Florida, in America.
Oh my gosh. Of course. just the perfect show to put on for the Christmas holidays.
Hell yeah, bro! I'm gonna show it to all my cousins.
Wow.
If we have an in-family Christmas party, I'm like, hey kids, check out this JoJo. It's got strong female leads.
They're gonna be like, ew.
They're gonna be like, what the fuck?
No, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna scar them.
Hopefully.
And then they're gonna be like, ew, girls are disgusting, and they'll never watch porn.
Hopefully.
Wow.
Hopefully. That's the plan, right?
Wow, that's the plan.
You gotta raise a celibate, God-fearing
generation. Wow. All right.
Bring it back to the roots, baby.
Yeah, but Netflix is really making a strong push. I think they do want to make themselves out to be the go-to for anime.
This kind of it's not, I guess, not that surprising, considering the big moves that Sony made to buy Crunchyroll
and Funimation,
and then just how I think there was like some report where like Indigo and stuff, like manga alone is like keeping those stores open because they're the main book buyers now. Like,
yeah,
anime fans are buying manga by the droves more so than like any other genre of book.
Well, yeah, because manga still and comics to a certain extent are the ones you can't do on Audible.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
like it's one of the mediums where you actually have to sit down and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, you know, kids today, they've been taught, or not kids today, but people.
I was gonna say old man over here, boomer.
You know, if you like something, support it. And that's what they're doing. So that, you know, good for them.
Buy
The rise in, I suppose, anime and manga has been an interesting one, though, because for years all we wanted was anime to take a bigger hold in the mainstream.
Yep.
And I would argue now it has. Like, everyone kind of knows what anime is, right?
And I'm at a certain point where I'm just like, you know what? Maybe it's got too much of a hold.
And that's what I want to bring up. Now that anime is at the point where we want, all the manga fans are coming out and be like, anime's so shit. Anime's so shit.
Yeah, they're right.
And it's just like, I can't believe, like, I get everything is cyclical, but it's just so tiresome. Like, we all wanted this.
Yeah.
Now it's here. And now all it wants to do is like, bitch on it.
Yeah,
and it's just,
100%.
Oh my God. It's so hard to talk to someone and be like, oh man, do you watch that anime? And it's like, yeah, but did you read the manga? And this manga, it doesn't have an anime yet. It's so good. And it's like, my God.
I don't know. That happens in everything. Too.
It does. It
like,
does.
My most recent one was like someone on Twitter was trying to like make the case that Super Mario Odyssey had bad movement.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And like one of their counter arguments was like, well, Super Mario Sunshine was fantastic. And blah, blah. I'm like, but you weren't even old enough when that game came out. Everyone shit on Sunshine and Flood sucks. And I don't know. It's just like a bunch of internet kids trying to have like super hipster opinions. And then there's like a certain point where you're like, I remember when I was like a teen and I was just like, no one takes me seriously, right? I have good ideas. Like, what the fuck? Everyone's just like, you're a kid and blah, blah, blah. But now that I'm older and like other kids have been now grown up, like, with people my age being like, no, your opinion matters and stuff, right? And I'm just like, you don't know shit. Like, you don't know shit. My parents were right, you know? As much as I hate to admit it, you don't know shit. Like, you're I don't know.
Yeah, so
I'm coming off as like a major boomer, but like,
yeah. I mean, like, all my examples are more IRL ones. Yeah. Like, so
So wait, you're talking with people your age?
Yeah, like,
and they're like the manga though.
Yeah.
They're too old for that shit,
right? And it's just like, oh fuck, and it's weird too because I know it's mainstream because it's like in the workplace.
Yeah. So the question I gotta ask for this is, when they bring it up, is it a direct? Do they give you reasons why it's better, or are they just blanket statement manga better?
No, that's generally how it goes.
Okay,
like it's a blanket statement.
That's annoying as fuck.
And like, I'm sure they could have. But I've just adopted the Keanu Reeves approach where it's just like, if you want to say 2 + 2 = 5, I'm just going to say yes.
Yeah, cool. And I'm going to go off and do it with 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just, I don't have, because I just know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just, I don't have the time.
I think mine is like, I'll make the time. like I want to see how wrong you are.
No.
And just, I'll let you go off and then just be like, no, you dumb.
Yeah. It's just like, I already know I can't change your mind.
That's fair.
And I got anime to watch.
True facts, you know.
Right, so, but yeah, that was my pick this week. That's it.
Man, 12 episodes of JoJo. And there's also 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
And I'm saying that like when the holiday season rolls around, maybe we could do like a JoJo
I'ma say
crossover special, and there's probably something else we could watch at that moment. We could do some sort of club.
You know what? You're free to do this. In fact, if you want, you can get you can get a guest.
If only I had like someone I've been doing like a show with for like a decade and change to like do it with me. He's like a co-host or something.
Producer TJ,
right?
You are being called to the
plate. To bring that little like that ethnic flair.
Again, I'm calling on you, TJ.
That's all you got? That's your picks?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, I got a couple.
Yes.
Sony.
Okay.
Is back in the news because they are cutting PS5 production. I guess. What's guesstimates? Like, what's that thing like where they look to the future and they guess how much?
Their outlook?
Yes, their projections, their outlook. they're cutting those again on PS5.
Oh, because of silicon shortage?
Because silicon shortages, but also now it's supply chain issues. So it's starting to compound where the supply chain issues coming with the parts from China. And their whole like the lay flat culture they got going over there, where like none of the young people are going to factories anymore, and stuff like that. It's causing a huge issue for technology, and so they're like, we're gonna cut that target down from 16 million to like 14.8.
Man, if you want to make lots of money, get into process automation.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it, man.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks, especially around the holiday season. So.
So don't get a PS5, Santa.
What are you gonna do? But yeah, if you can find one, grab one.
I did.
And resell that shit. Sorry. After that, we have more delay news. So Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, the final expansion, came out with their release trailer. Shit looks hot. Dude's on the moon.
Yep.
They showed the anima fight a little bit.
Yep.
New classes. It's looking pretty good for like a 10-year-old game.
Okay.
It's looking pretty good. And the biggest announcement, I guess, was at the end of this trailer when they announced a December 2nd release date, which is a 2-week delay.
Oh, that's not bad.
Which is not bad. But also, I think the biggest surprise here is that what do you expect from like the gaming community when a game is delayed? Uproar, death threats, all that shit. It was the exact opposite.
Was it? Oh, just make it perfect.
It's just like, you know what? Like, Yoshi P, don't worry about it. We're gonna we're gonna support you. I'm gonna send you my love through the internet.
To be fair, it's like, what's 2 weeks?
Exactly.
And like, if they said January, like, how dare you ruin Christmas?
You motherfucker!
How dare you?
I was gonna ignore my family when they came over.
Perfect time. I have 2 weeks off to just do this. And now you've taken away my magical spirit.
Exactly. So yeah, 2 weeks isn't that bad, but it was very wholesome to see like the whole of the Final Fantasy XIV community come together and just be like, no man, don't worry about it. Just like make a good game. It's cool. Okay. We're good. So yeah, and then these aren't delays. These are they're gone. So Konami has to, quote, temporarily, end quote, take off all Metal Gear games from their digital stores. Of 3 and 2.
3 and 2.
Yeah. So this is the Sons of Liberty HD editions on the PS3, the Vita versions, a bunch of the Xbox stuff, Snake Eater on the 3DS has to go down. A bunch of shit from the NVIDIA Shield that got transferred over is being taken down.
Okay.
And it's all because of a licensing issue with the historical footage that is used in the cutscenes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they use real historical footage in those cutscenes, and they're trying to figure out like a licensing thing.
Oh, the rights are up?
Yeah, the rights are up to redo it. But in the interim, they have to take them off the store, and which they are no longer on the store. They took them down on November 8th. So I've already seen in the aftermarket those games go up in price, right? It could be the Essentials collection on the PS2, or it could be like the PS3 HD physical disc and shit like that. And it's, man, it's crazy how quickly scalpers are going to react to you, and like reactionary buying. Like gaming forums are all just like, man, well, I better buy one now before they go to thing. And it's like, well, you didn't have one before, so why does it matter now? But it also shows like it's beginning to show the, I guess, fragility of online only, all digital future type of stuff, where it's like, yeah, you didn't get a chance, and it could just be taken down forever type of deal. Because that's also happening with Jump Force, the Shonen Jump Bandai Namco fighting game, which wasn't very popular. I think a lot of the people who just bought it were just like, let's see the fan service and like how all the attacks play out, and nobody's really like taking it competitively, right? But they're shutting down online servers for all of that stuff, I think in August of next year. So August 24th, 2022, all multiplayer lobbies and internet dependent features will cease to exist. But even before that, they are just like not selling it on digital stores starting February 7th. Like they are just saying, we're taking it off every store. You can no longer purchase it digitally.
I guess that makes sense.
And yeah, it's over. And it's just like these two announcements kind of have the collecting, I guess, subgroup of video gamers in like a tizzy of just like,
why?
It's one side of people being like, see, physical discs are still necessary. Like, what if I want to buy this and I didn't have a chance, and now all these prices are going up, blah blah blah. And the other one is just like, oh, digital games go away, like not everything is forever, your disc will scratch and blah blah blah. I do personally think I wouldn't say like I'm all the way in just like digital future is dog shit, but I am kind of like bummed that like this thing that exists, like you won't even be able to buy like DLC for it later on if you don't buy it right now, right? And all that shit. And even like in the PS3, Xbox 360 eras, they had like DLC discs and shit. So it's like that stuff still exists even if it was taken off. But I don't know. As a person who likes the preservation of games, I think this is a kind of a shitty look at the future possibly of.
Okay, you say games. That, but like the only, I'll play devil's advocate for a second here and say, if this digital copy never were to exist in the first place, do you think we would have been in a better scenario now?
In terms,
because I would argue that game stopped being printed years before this is going to be shut offline. Right,
but that's the thing. Like, if I go on like any retailer, and I've even seen it in stores still,
for sure.
Like, there's enough copies out there to where like you can get it. Right. Like, there's never just like, oh, there's no store who owns like physical space that is just like, oh, we didn't sell it, just burn all of the copies. Like,
right. I do think this one's a bit of a interesting scenario because of how it's it's clearly not been a good game, so no one wants it. Right. That's why it's going down. But there have been cases where a game is just not sold, but it's still relatively popular. Right. And we see this all the time with things like Steam. Right. Tons of games are just there. And so like the alternative to that would be, well, I actually want to play, not for collecting purposes. I just wanted to play it. Getting the disc definitely becomes a harder sell to someone.
I would think that becomes an easier sell.
No, because if it's older, like you said, the collecting market like makes it just, one, harder to find, and then two, when you do find it, it just.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were saying that like if the game disappeared from Steam, the disc is a harder sell.
No, I'm saying if the game never existed on Steam.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, what I'm saying is that, like, I'm not advocating for like the aftermarket prices to go up or anything. Like, I'm a firm believer that my own collection should tank in fucking price because it should be insanely easy to get these games on a digital platform somewhere where it exists in perpetuity. Right. I'm not like looking over my collection like I'm fucking Smaug. I want to be able to play games as easy as possible, and I personally like collecting the disc because I like playing it on original hardware for whatever weirdo reason I have in my brain. And yeah, I can see your devil's advocate from like
Yeah.
a collector's perspective or like the speculator's perspective,
Yeah.
where it would make getting the disc
Because like
less of a thing.
I mean, I guess the argument that like the negativity behind digital platforms and like how they eventually die,
Mhm.
is that something that like I just don't know how the validity of that is, because like if digital platforms didn't exist in the first place, would we actually be in a better scenario today?
That so you can actually like look at that.
Yeah.
You can go to just pre PS1.
Yeah.
So Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
era where like none of those games or
Yeah.
almost none of them are available digitally, right? Because nobody's gonna re-get the license for
Exactly. Yeah.
Terminator
Yeah.
on the NES because
Yeah.
nobody gives a shit. And yeah, I think that if they didn't exist, you're probably in a worse place. But also, I guess I would say that if they existed and then go away, you immediately revert back to that whole scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Either way, it sucks.
yeah. Yeah. But I'm just saying, at least there is something in the like. It's not just a opposite
Either
extremes.
or, like,
yeah.
this existed and then closed down,
Yeah.
so I have like a digital copy because
Yeah.
I have Steam games
Yeah.
that don't exist on the store anymore.
Yeah, for
Right?
sure.
So yeah, there is that, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of eventually comes down to the same outcome.
Well, but then that's my argument with everything, right? It's just it doesn't have to be games; it could be anything, right? Like I want to buy a car, right? Said car's not in production anymore. What do I do if I can't buy it new anymore, right? It has to go back to somewhere else
Eventually.
And so, like, I guess that's kind of the same argument. Like, even if it's physical, I get it. It exists. It's out there, but I can't get it in the way that it was originally intended for me to get it.
Like you can't go to a Best Buy to buy a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, and like I think that's just part of consumerism, right?
Yeah.
So like I don't know if I like, unless you are there for the collector mentality, but as like if you're just I don't even want to say casual person, but just somebody who wants to experience something but not for a collecting purpose, like you just want to try something out, then yeah, I do think that I think digital platforms definitely help, although yes, they do disappear. But then I would also argue the person who just wants to experience it and then forget about it, I don't think they care either way.
Yeah,
right,
that could be the case. We did see like an uptick in that kind of stuff of people who are just like, I want to play N64 games again.
Yeah.
During the pandemic.
Yeah.
But it's very extraneous circumstances. Like it's not a regular scenario that you would plan for.
Yeah.
So yeah. I just kind of wish these like digital platforms were more permanent, I guess. Like because they always have advertised it as like being some sort of, it'll live on the cloud. It'll fucking, what was it, Kudo Sonoda with like, it'll live in your digital locker, or whatever. And then time and time again, it shows that like, if you either A, don't have the money, or B, you work for like giant profit only corporation, like they'll just take it down at a whim, and then you're back at the same exact situation that you were before.
But yeah, I get it. It sucks, but at the same time, I don't think you want rules that live on indefinitely.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, I think my biggest downside of this is like, if I want to play Jump Force, say in like 3 years, and I go pick up a used copy, I literally can't get the DLC. Like it's gone.
Yeah.
Right, and that kind of stuff. So, there's upsides and downsides, I guess, to everything. So, but yeah, and then the last couple I got is, bro. Speaking of living forever in the digital form.
Okay.
Guess who's coming to Fortnite? Yeah, take a wild guess.
I don't know.
But
Sora?
Dude, you better believe it.
What? Oh,
it's Naruto, baby. Oh. Naruto's coming to Fortnite. Boruto's dad.
Is it just Naruto?
It's just Boruto's dad.
Wait, so no Sasuke?
There's an ad where it shows like Sasuke, Kakashi, Sakura, and stuff like that. But they're not in like a 3D model, so maybe because they did bring like Chun-Li and Ryu to Fortnite. So
how can you do Naruto and not Sasuke?
True. Right? You at least gotta have both of them.
Yeah, you can't just do one.
But yeah, like, man, wow, what's going on with Fortnite? They're getting everybody.
while the going's good, you might as well strike, right?
Mm-hmm.
So good for them.
Yeah, and then the last one I thought was pretty interesting. I saw it on my own Epic Game Store, where the League of Legends and all Riot's franchises are now available on Epic Game Store.
Wow.
Which is weird because A, all those games are free to play. B, Riot has their own launcher. And C, when you download it on Epic Game Store, you then open up your own launcher.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that stuff's really dumb with like Uplay, where you buy a game on Steam and that's a launcher. And then you have to launch Uplay to then launch your game.
I feel like everything is like that on Steam now, though.
True.
Every time you buy an EA game,
yeah,
God, shit opens up
Origin.
Yeah.
It's just really, I just don't understand this level of control. Like, especially with Riot, they're arguably the biggest developer and publisher in the world right now for video games. They make ungodly amounts of money, and like, why would you do this?
I think there's always room to expand. Like, that's what the marketer in me would say. Is just the people on Epic Game Store, who's to say that they even are aware? I mean, I'm sure you've heard League of Legends, but if you want to play it, you have to go out. You have to go out of your way to go find it.
That's not that hard.
Okay, yeah, you say that, and yet there's so many easy tasks that most people overlook because they're just not informed.
It's true. That's true. My time in IT has shown me that.
How many times have you opened up Steam and that pop-up that shows you what's on sale and what new has gotten you to click?
I don't think I've ever clicked on that.
You've never clicked. It's a sale.
Yeah.
You've never clicked on something.
I close it and go to the store page.
Okay, but the store page has sale.
Yeah.
So if League of Legends pops up in the Steam store page, now
it says RP sale.
Now it's right in front of you.
Yeah,
there's
fair.
a whole market there, a whole untapped market.
Yeah, I guess any move to, like, shorten the distance between a consumer and your product.
That's only a good thing.
It's only a good thing. But I'm just getting to a point with like business and marketing decisions now where I personally feel that the moves they're making are so minute that I'm just like, why?
Yeah, but you're so deep into it.
Yeah. That means I know better.
Yeah, people like you and me, who cares? Yeah. Like obviously we know where to find this stuff. But to your grandmother who's buying the laptop for whatever at Best Buy, they don't know. It's the same stuff, right? Like,
but then
those people exist in the video game world.
Yeah, but then like that begs the question of just like, what's the subset of those people who know Epic Game Store over Steam, and like you're breaking down your audience into such a small sector where you're like, okay, we'll do this, and maybe you know what? Maybe it costs like fucking absolutely nothing to do this.
Where does Fortnite exist?
On the Epic launcher. On the Epic Game Store.
Yes. How many people just play Fortnite?
Nobody plays Fortnite anymore. Game's dead. All right? Nobody floss. I don't see kids floss.
How many kids get into gaming because of just Fortnite?
Fair.
So you open the games launcher and now they're aware of League or you say Riot Games, right?
Yeah, it's Riot.
So Valorant?
Games. Yeah, Valorant, all that stuff.
So now suddenly there's a whole other market there.
So now you're telling me that it's even worse because they're predatory.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is kind of an interesting thing for Epic Games to do because it's just like you potentially open a window to take away your install base now.
Yeah.
Or your user base. But
all the kids coming to Fortnite and they're not spending V-Bucks anymore. They're spending Riot coins or whatever.
I'm sure Riot has to pay some sort of royalty to be on there, but I understand why it's done. And they both make enough money, like who cares where they're doing it, but
I guess I expect them to be more
independent. You think everyone needs to be independent?
Not that everyone needs to be independent, but like when you get to a certain size, like in my head, like I figured there'd be like too much downside to relying on another platform to get like just maybe like a 0.5% increase in your user base.
But I think at the end of the day, like a partnership is there's always a net positive to a partnership in almost every scenario.
Yeah.
Right? Look at Facebook. And
You sorry, Meta.
that's the right. What happened when they bought? Like, did they need to buy Instagram when they did it? No.
Man, I don't know if they should be allowed to buy Instagram.
But they did it, right? They did it.
I think that's an oversight on the government. They
Yeah,
should
like,
have stepped in there.
They did it, and look at it. Like, it's only been more beneficial for Facebook. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
and it's been unbeneficial for anyone who uses that platform.
Absolutely. But that's again, we have to look at it from the perspective of the business holder, right?
Yeah,
so,
you want to get into antitrust laws? You
no,
want to talk
I really
about that?
Don't. Nah, I'm good. I'm pretty good.
But yeah, those are my picks. It was kind of a slow one, and it was mostly like kind of bummer news this week. So
yeah, I think we're kind of running up to that part of the year where like it's less news and more just
we're getting into release season.
We are in release season. What are you talking
about? There's nothing I give a shit. So we're getting.
There's been so many games already.
Bro, prove it.
Huh?
Name a game.
Tales of Arise.
Who cares? Nobody likes weeb shit. All right.
Metroid Dread.
All right, there you go. You got me. It's a good game. It's a good game. I've been playing that.
Like I thought with all the delays that there'd be nothing this season, but there are so many games I want to play.
Yeah.
Like there's tons of stuff out.
And then everything got delayed till February.
Yeah, and then I'm like, wow. So like
you're gonna have games to play for like the next 6 months.
Jeez. Jeez, I thought I'd have lots of free time, but I don't.
You don't.
So.
It's true. You know what you got to do? Stop watching anime.
I can't do that, my friend. Yeah. Speaking of which, I've for my week, I've made a vow to myself. So for every week, I'm gonna try and finish one anime that I missed.
A whole anime.
Yeah, it's 12 episodes.
Oh my god.
Because I feel like I've kind of ignored anime for a large part of the year.
As you should.
And so I'm gonna go back and as the years come to a close, I want to hit all the heavy hitters that I was interested in.
Okay.
So this week I went back and I finished the first season of 86.
I have no idea what this is.
86 is the it's a very racist anime where there's a whole I guess race of very white people.
Nice.
And I mean that they have white hair.
Oh, is this the war one?
Yeah, with the
I remember you talking about this. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, basically there's a war. Mechas are fighting this city, and what the city does is they do straight up oppression. They say if you're dark skinned, you don't deserve to be here. You are now considered less than human. We will put you in these spider robots, and you will fight the war for us.
Yeah, and then all the people who live in the upper class, they think that those are all automated robots.
Yes.
But they're not.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the military kind of assists them by being like a handler. Like it's kind of like Fire Emblem, like how the player controls the strategy.
Yes.
But then each of the actual units are real people. So that's kind of how it works. And the show, like the twist on the show is that the enemy they're fighting, the Legion, are an automated force of more advanced spider robots.
Yeah.
However, the I guess city who created them or the country that created them actually got killed by their own robots. And so what they believe is that these robots in 2 years' time will shut off because that's what their code is written to.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of the setup, and the whole show is very much a war show that is very kind of depressing in that anyone can die, and people do die. Like there's a whole bunch of
like Akame got kill levels of just like nobody has plot armor type shit.
Kind of.
All right.
Yeah, maybe like the main hero character doesn't.
Okay.
So like that's always good. So it's about living in this like small little, I guess, war camp. And all these kids, and like you get to learn about their lives, and then they go into war, and obviously they never come back with no casualties. People are always dying. And the tone of the show is, when you're watching a series and at the very last, like the last arc or last chapter, it's like, this is it, boys. It's all or nothing. We're going in. If we come out alive, we come out alive. If we don't, we don't.
Yep.
That is the tone from every episode.
Oh,
like that is it. There's more mystery around it. But the show takes a turn in episode like 8 or 9, and it becomes something so far off from
rom-com.
No.
Okay.
No. It's or at least the premise that got you hooked in disappears.
Interesting.
It's kind of like the same premise when you start watching Attack on Titan, when like they finally got out of just the Bane fighting and it got super political.
Yeah.
That's the kind of turn it takes here.
Okay.
And it's become super interesting, but that's where it gets cut off for me
Oh.
because season 2 started just now, and so yeah.
But season 1,
I thought it was
banger? It's a
awesome. I
banger?
thought it was awesome.
Nice.
They do kind of beat you overhead with the whole racism thing.
Yeah, racism bad.
But at
It's
this,
like, duh, bitch.
but
Like,
yeah, but at the same time, like I said earlier in this show, anime has that problem where they kind of need to beat you over the head with their themes and topics.
so that's interesting too, because like anime does do that,
Yeah.
but also like we live now in a certain like social political climate where that is happening in like almost all forms of media.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that this is strictly anime, or do you think that Japan is like picking up on that type of trope or that type of
No, I think this is just, like this one is specifically
like
anime.
Okay.
This is anime.
Yeah.
You know, I know what you're talking about. How in like, let's say the event, like the Marvel universe,
Yeah,
it's way more apparent.
Because it's like they do the same thing, and it's like, yo, racism's bad, right?
Yeah.
And then the other guy's like, yeah, it's so bad. It's like, bitch, we know. Like,
Yeah.
fucking
Got it.
Yeah, be more subtle with this shit.
Yeah, but no, this one is definitely racism bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a
But
lot.
if you're at the top though,
well, and that's where this show goes. It's
yeah.
What if we erase the entire race so it doesn't look like we're a bunch of oppressors?
Exactly.
You know, and
you can't oppress who doesn't exist, right?
That's kind of the plot of the show. And so
Talk about genocide, baby.
And so it just keeps going, and I don't know where the show's gonna go now, because all the main goals they kind of outline in the beginning, and the mysteries that they put in, they get solved, and then the world opens up even more, and you're like, oh,
there's way more problems.
There's way more issues.
That's cool.
And the whole handler and unit thing, that relationship kind of, I don't even know where that's gonna go because something happens. But very good show. I really do like it. I kind of want to just skip and start watching season 2, but like I said, I gotta finish up other anime. So we'll talk more about anime again later.
All right. Okay.
I did finish Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
All of the routes?
No, okay. just the road.
I thought you were gonna come back with like a marathon gaming segment.
No. It was good. It ended up pretty cool. Married the person I liked, and that ended up really well.
That's really the goal of life.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna put it down, and then I remembered I had the season pass, so I started the DLC. The side story.
So this check mark beside 3 houses is a lie on our show notes.
And the DLC plays out differently because you can't level up your characters.
What?
It is like old school Fire Emblem. Weird. Where there's no leveling up, there's nothing, and it plays by a different set of rules, but it opens up different class structures for the main game. Like if you play this DLC side story on its own, it's shorter, and you do everything, depending on your choices there, when you start the main campaign, they will be affected.
So wait, is the DLC something you should play before you play the main game?
So it came out after the game came out.
Yeah, how the fuck does that work?
So the recommendation is you play a vanilla route.
Okay.
And then you play the DLC. And then you play your second New Game Plus with this on.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so it unlocked a couple of different classes that I thought, oh shit, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, they're cool as shit.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I need. And then it gives you, well, one of the characters I like is Anna. Anna's kind of like Sid from Final Fantasy, where
mechanic.
No, I just mean she exists in every Fire Emblem game.
Okay.
Right? Like how there's always a Sid in Final Fantasy, but so she's essentially like thief merchant.
Okay.
And in most other games, she's a unique class called Trickster, which is
Trickster, Swordmaster.
It's kind of like it's somewhere between a thief and a swordmaster.
Okay, so she's Dante from Devil May Cry.
Kind of, and but she has like unique properties and skill growth.
How many juggle combos can I do with her?
I have no idea. Anyways, it didn't exist in this game, and then I did the DLC, and I'm like, oh, there it is. There's the thing I wanted. Right. It also has just other units that just seem way more interesting to use. So yeah, it's shorter. I'll probably just wrap it up pretty soon, but it's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, I do like it a lot. And then the last thing I did, and this was my real gaming session. Okay. I bought Forza Horizon 5.
Oh, that's the picture of my Drivatar kicking your ass.
Yes. Right. I bought the Premium Ultimate Edition.
Bruh.
So I have both expansion passes. I have the welcome pack. I have the car pass, and that gave me access to play the game 5 days early.
Okay. All right.
Which I didn't actually use until the day before it released.
All right.
Because of just how my schedule worked out. So I started playing this game Monday. Today is Thursday. I have 22 hours in the game.
Holy moly.
I have played a lot of Forza Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And in a nutshell, this might be the best arcade racer ever.
Listen.
Like, it is,
Need
like,
for Speed
no,
Heat exists.
it is no contest. No, it does not have, what's his name from Most Wanted?
Oh, Razor Callahan.
Yeah, it doesn't have like that dark storyline.
The black, just another bolt-on Wonder Boy looking to get smoked.
But Forza Horizon 5 is incredible as a racing game. It is.
Okay.
When people are like, I'm into cars, and I'm like, I get it, and they're like, let's play Gran Turismo. I think Gran Turismo is the idea of what most people think of when they say I like cars. Okay. But the reality is what you want is Forza Horizon 5.
Like, so what makes it so different?
So it still has an appreciation for cars. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a huge car list, and it definitely it tries to kind of chip away at like history and why certain cars are important and why you should be driving them and why you should appreciate them. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't bog itself down in so many technical details. It's like, just get in and drive and have fun. Drive a car. Like, it's not about going around a circuit. It's about just driving. All right. Right? And I love the festival atmosphere, right?
But can I feel the difference between an inline and, like, a regular engine?
Baby,
like...
yes, you can.
Oh, okay.
And you can do engine swaps. You can do full drivetrain conversions. This is, you know how every console launch, there's always a racing game that they release?
Yeah.
So that you can see how much power your new system has?
Look how nice these cars
so yeah, Xbox and PlayStation didn't have that last year.
Yeah.
This is the game. Like, if you want to be like, why do you need an Xbox? Like, if you have to convince your partner why you need an Xbox Series X, just buy Forza and they'll understand.
I saw some pictures of this, of like people zooming in on raindrops on the side of a car, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, the detail in these games.
This game is wild. Thankfully, I can run it at max settings on my PC.
Thankfully? What do you mean? You got a 30 series card.
So I can do it on my main monitor.
Yeah.
My 16:9.
Yeah.
But on my ultra wide, I have to step it down from extreme to ultra.
Oh, terrible.
And you know, I don't like it.
Turn shadows off.
That's the problem. I have to turn them down one step.
Yeah, turn ambient occlusion
and like off. I've seen the differences. It's not really that big a deal. Yeah. But it is one of those situations where it's like, I wish I could do it at max. But yeah, the game is just full of stuff to do. It has there's just too much content in this game, and usually that would like kind of push me away.
Considering they usually release like one Forza, a like generation, that's probably good.
Like, usually that kind of stuff, like when I look at a map, especially in open world games, and I'm like, look at all these things, that kind of just makes you go like, oh my god. Mm-hmm. But in here, they've just integrated it all super well.
Okay.
And races are very quick.
Does it still feel like a single player game, or does it feel more like this is games as a service type of deal?
Oh no, it's 100% a single player game.
Okay.
Like, right. I know I bought the ultimate thing, but you don't need that. Okay. Right? And there's the rate at which it gives you content, like cars and money, is really well paced. Okay. Takes place in Mexico, which I think might be the best location they've chosen. First one was Colorado. Second was Italy, which I really loved. Mm-hmm. Third was Australia. Australia was cool. 4 was England or the UK.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, like
just raining all the
time.
It
was cool because it had like London. Yeah, it had good city stuff.
Ferris wheel,
but otherwise, like, it was pretty flatlands. Yeah. Mexico's wild.
Nice.
Like, you have a volcano. You can go to the beach. There's jungles. You have the old Mexican towns.
Bro, I'm waiting for the Japan map. Go drifting in the mountains, baby.
Yeah, I think Japan has to be their next one. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it is an arcade racer, so just remember that. Like, if you like racing games, but you don't like the fact
like racing,
like you don't really want to drive a real car, like this is good.
You don't want to pay monthly for iRacing like some people.
It plays so good with the controller. It's actually harder to play on the wheel.
Interesting.
Like I don't, because The Forza game, the Horizon games have always been this way, where they do optimize it for the controller because that's the general audience.
Yeah.
And Forza Horizon 4 is notoriously known to have the worst wheel support and wheel feel.
Mm-hmm.
This game's significantly better, but I still think if you want to be the most competitive, a controller is probably your best bet.
And it's surprising. So I'm looking at a Twitch stream right now just to see what the game's like, and the guy's like in this customization mode for his car, and like they
go deep.
Everything. Like
they go deep.
What's the spring tightness you want on your shocks between your front and your rear wheels, and like all kinds of shit. And it's like that's surprising that even with all those
like
features,
you can make it as difficult as you want. So like I have all this assists off. I drive manual. Like I have the option to use the clutch.
You set it so that your second gear's broken. You have to skip to third.
Sure, you can do whatever you want. Or you don't have to. It doesn't matter. The point is the game is wanting you to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And it never strays away from that like core fundamental. There is a broad storyline through it. And
there's storylines in this game?
Yeah, like it's not Need for Speed level.
Okay.
It's kind of just these are my people. They want you to do this, they want you to do that.
Yeah.
In fact, when you unlock so the game is broken out into 5 main events. There's like the main Horizon events. Street racing, road racing, off-road, and then Baja Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you unlock those things, you get certain different race types and whatnot. But when you do the street racing one, it starts out like the Razor Callahan like seriousness, and then at the end of the race, your character's like, "Dude, I know it's you. Like I know you're the big bad boy here. Let's just go racing." He's like, "Okay, yeah, you're right." He's like, "You got me, man. Let's go, boy. Let's go."
Okay.
So it's kind of it's fun like that.
Go from villain to Dom Toretto in like 3 seconds.
Pretty much, that's what happens. You're like, oh, okay, cool. There's tons of just like trick events and collectibles in the map. They have all these boards for experience points that you have to collect, but they've just put them in ridiculous places, and so you just have to be creative on how to get them. They'll be like halfway up a building, and it's like, how do I get that?
Just gotta figure out like where there's a ramp or where's like the secret
or where's there's a hill, and the game lets you use rewind indefinitely in any situation. So if you're going off a ramp, right, and you're trying to get that board and you miss it by like a millimeter, you can rewind, adjust your steering angle, and get it. And it's just the game is never limiting you on trying to make it as fun as you want.
Yeah, I guess like that kind of stuff, I don't know, like even in like Need for Speed, I've never felt limited by what I can do, but I've also never felt like, oh, the fact that I can't rewind to the top of this parking garage is punishing in any way. I guess they're trying to make it like as...
So the whole point is accessibility, right?
It's like they're trying to make it as like bump free as possible to like, so if somebody does want to jump off this parking garage and does feel frustrated, they're just like, you know what, fuck it, just let them rewind. Who cares?
Right. So like they give you the options. They never say you have to do it, but yeah, you can do it. I mean, in an online race, if you hit rewind, everyone still goes forward. So
okay, so it's not like pausing the lobby or some shit. All right, okay.
No. All
right, okay, that's fair.
So like competitive modes, if you hit rewind, you're fucked. So but that's just how it is. They have like a battle royale mode called Eliminator, where you all dropped in Volkswagen Beetles, and they drop random cars on the map,
and you got to hit other cars to get into other cars.
And so you go there, you pick up the car, and then you challenge people to races.
Oh wow!
Okay. And then they're point to point. You challenge someone, whoever gets there first wins. So generally, you want to challenge someone with a weaker car than you, and then you get eliminated.
Is it like Pokemon Battle, where like if you challenge them, they can't say no?
Yes, they can't say no. They can't say no.
That's so funny.
You have to drive into a certain distance, like near them, but once they challenge you can't say no. Yeah, and it's real cool. There's seasonal events, right? So I forgot that the Horizon games, they do this thing where they run through, like you have your weeklies and your dailies in most games. So this game, they have that, and it unlocks certain rare cars that you can't buy. But the cool thing is they've also linked it with seasons of the year. So where the game is now, we're in the spring, and so the whole world is spring.
Oh, that's cool.
So next week it'll be summer, right? And then it'll go winter, whatever. So that's how that works.
That's cool.
But one of the things I actually really enjoy is the soundtrack. Like they've absolutely nailed the whole.
You like music?
Absolutely.
This is who are you?
I downloaded the Forza Horizon soundtrack on my Spotify.
Who
so
are
I
you?
could listen to it while I'm driving.
Who are you?
They've just really nailed the like festival atmosphere.
Okay.
Like it's the type of songs you would hear at a summer music festival or on vacation somewhere, like somewhere tropical.
I'm looking at the soundtrack now. I'm judging you.
Okay, go for it.
No. Keep going. But
yeah.
Look at it.
I don't think it's anything you would particularly say is like really good, but I think in terms of getting the whole vibe correct and the atmosphere, it really completes the package. The one thing I'll say is I like playing in cockpit mode, and the cockpit mode's great, but the game is absolutely like tuned to play chase cam because of how much you need to see, how much you need to just do exploring. But yeah, if you like cars, and I mean like you just like Jeeps.
Okay, I can totally see. Wow, they put the Arkells in here.
They have everything in here.
You know Arkells are from Hamilton?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. But yeah, no, I think it's a good, like, I hesitate to say this, but this might be my game of the year. Like, it is that good. Like, this game is unbelievable.
Bro, you just drive a car.
Dude, this game is like, I was like, I could never say a racing game is the best game I played all year, and yet this exists.
I'm dreading this
just
conversation.
Like,
oh god.
Holy shit, this game is amazing. What's wrong?
I gotta figure out how to argue against car. This is what I gotta do now. This is what my life has become.
Yeah, how do you do it? How do you do it?
All right.
And then also, I'm back-to-backing this with iRacing, and my week in iRacing has been very good.
Okay.
Because I know the track, and I'm very competitive. And that means I can win. And so I have.
Have you been winning?
Absolutely.
All right.
Except for the times I'm not.
We don't talk about that.
We only talk about the times I win.
Because I'm the best.
Yeah, but no. But seriously, if you have a Xbox Series or a...
Is this on PC?
Yep. That's where I have it, on the PC.
Okay.
It actually is super well optimized.
Don't you have a Series X?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you had one.
I had a Series S and I sold it.
True.
But yeah, if you have it on, like, it's so well optimized. I've seen this game run on integrated graphics.
Wow.
Like, it looks like shit. Like,
yeah. But still, that's impressive.
Like, it's 720p, but it looks like a PS3 game.
That's crazy.
Like, I couldn't believe how well it scales.
I guess, when you're
I guess when you're Microsoft, it should scale.
How does our OS work? Hold up, let me pull up the schematics, bro.
Yeah. And I think that's why I'm very excited for Halo, because I know that game's gonna run like
some
butter, on anything. So,
okay.
But yes, Forza Horizon 5,
cool.
Could be GOTY ?
Listen, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay.
We're very close. Now you know spoilers. Best of the year.
Oh God. And that's your week?
That's everything.
Okay. So I'm gonna start off with DMC5.
I've heard about this game.
Yeah, I was playing it last week, and I beat the game with normal, and then I went back and I beat the game with Virgil.
Did you say I beat the game with normal?
Yeah, with like Nero and Dante.
Oh,
like on normal.
I thought you meant difficulty.
Oh, on normal difficulty too, because I got it on PC, it didn't unlock the harder difficulties, so I had to redo it on normal.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was playing through on that. Good game. Dante's confusing as fuck to use. Getting used to him is a pain in the ass. Nero's good, but this week has been all Virgil. And we all know Virgil, right? Dante's cool brother. He's got a samurai sword. Always stoic and cool looking.
Dante's cool brother.
Yeah.
That's always been a controversial statement.
True,
because I thought Dante was the cool one.
They're both cool. They're both different types of cool.
But who's cooler?
Like one.
Okay, no, you have to choose. You have to choose because Dante's cool. Virgil's the one where I'm like,
edgy samurai man.
Like I know Dante also has a sword, but when I look at Virgil, I'm like, oh, he's the sword character.
Yeah, it's Nippon steel versus Knight's broadsword.
Yeah.
Like what kind of cool do you think, right?
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's difficult. No, I think they each have their own.
No, fuck off. You gotta choose.
Okay,
who's the cooler? Who's the cooler one?
I think.
Oh, don't.
As a character, Dante is cooler.
Okay.
What?
No.
Virgil's moveset.
No, it's overall.
It's overall.
Overall,
I think I gotta stick with Dante then.
Okay.
Because I have more history with him.
Okay.
Like, bro, I was so on our way to Thai food that one time when I picked up Laven.
Yeah.
We were reminiscing over Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah.
And like fucking Dante, when he walks out of the tower and he catches Lady and he's like, this is my kind of rain. And I'm like, oh bro, that's so cool. Like
No, it's not.
It's so. He's like, this party's getting crazy, and the jukebox doesn't work, right? Like,
who wrote this game?
Oh, fucking geniuses! They need like the Nobel Peace Prize in literature.
What? No.
Give them the science award. I don't know, like just give them every Nobel award you can possibly give. All right. But yeah, I think I gotta pick Dante.
Okay.
Virgil's like the close second.
Okay.
So Virgil in this game, he's too good. He's too good.
Hasn't Virgil always been too good though?
True.
Like in every instance you could play him, he's like too good.
But I think in this game, he is the right amount of complex and approachable.
Okay.
Where Nero is all the way like approachable, and Dante is on the other end, just being like, "Are you tired of playing the game? Start playing 4D chess with your movement."
I remember when they first did that thing in
4,
where you play the whole game as Nero, and then they give you just Dante.
Yeah,
and you're like, well, now what?
Yeah, I can't grab people anymore.
Yeah, but he has so much. His skill floor was so high, they just don't tell you that.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, remember all those styles we had in 4 and 3?
They're here.
Yeah, they're all literally all of them are here, and also a fifth one if you figure it out. Like,
it was brutal.
So Virgil, on the other hand, he's kind of like the perfect in between, where he has 3 melee weapons. He has the Yamato, which is the katana. Yeah. He has Beowulf, which is the gauntlets and kicks things, and he has like the spirit sword, which is like a spirit version of like Dante's sword, pretty much. He only has 1 projectile, which is just more swords and spirit swords, but they have a lot of usage where you can like create spiral swords around yourself. You can create spiral swords around an enemy and it pops them up. You can make it rain swords and it locks people in place. And then each one of his melee weapons has like a sub thing you can master if you want. So for the Sparta sword, it's like just learn how to manipulate the different launchers and like the getaway attacks. With Yamato, he has the judgment cut. So if you hold the attack button, he'll do like the whole like, you know, the samurai thing where you quickly put out your sword and like cuts time and space or whatever. He'll do that. But there's like another level of that where you can do the true judgment cut, where after an attack, if you get the timing right, you do a special version of Judgment Cut that does like double the damage. And also, if you keep doing the timing correctly, you can chain it like up to 4 times. So you go like, wow, 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 wow. And it creates this like balance between like level of depth and approachability, like I said earlier, where like you can just go around doing single Judgment Cuts, doing like regular Beowulf uppercuts. Yeah. Or you can figure out the mechanics hidden within and then doing that. And Virgil's whole gimmick where Nero has his like Rev sword and Dante has all of his styles. Yeah. Like Virgil's is just how cool are you? Yes. Right? And it's not based on the smoke and six sexy style. Yeah. It's if you play like Virgil looks in cutscenes, you will get rewarded. You have this little bar. Yeah. And it's your concentration gauge. So if you walk towards an enemy instead of running, you'll get more concentration gauge. Wow. If you stand still while an enemy is attacking you and then dodge at the last second, you'll get concentration gauge. And once you get to... There's level 0 concentration where it does nothing. There's level 1 concentration where all your attacks get bonus properties. Yeah. And then there's level 2 concentration where you're doing like crazy amounts of damage. All your attacks are super powered. And you have access to special moves, which are like the ones you would normally see in cutscenes, but now you can just do. So that whole thing where like he goes so fast, he freezes time, cuts up time and space, and then when he closes his sword, everything explodes. Yeah. You can do that as a move. Wow. And he looks so fucking cool. And I've been trying to do these like judgment cut combos and stuff, and
they're hard.
I've done them. I beat the whole game with Virgil. I did them a total of 3 times, all by accident.
Oh, wow. That bad, huh?
And I still can't do the timing. So they've added like a mode in this game too called the Void, where you can just spawn an enemy from the whole roster, and then it has infinite life, and you can just combo practice on this enemy. So you can learn timings and do all that stuff and figure out your combos and then take them to the real game.
Okay.
And then Virgil's whole story is really just play through the DMC5 thing again. There's one Virgil exclusive cutscene at the beginning, and there's another Virgil exclusive cutscene at the end. Mm-hmm. And then it's really, because like honestly, that's all I want.
Yeah.
I just want to play as Virgil. The more time I am playing as Virgil, the better.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks really cool. And man, he's just so sick. He's just so cool. He looks like such an edgelord. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that mode, fucking totally worth it. So sick. And then yeah, I think at that point, yeah, you have 4 characters to play.
Yeah, because who's the
V?
V. That's the one.
And then like you can do a thing with Virgil to summon V. But it's kind of like story spoilers.
Oh,
so
okay.
You'll see. Yeah. I think what else did I do this week? Yeah. So all the new stuff I did this week, actually, I watched Arcane. I watched 3 episodes of the League of Legends anime.
I've heard nothing but great things.
Is it an anime? It's 3D. I don't know.
I think anime implies it's made by the Japanese.
Yeah. Okay. So I watched the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
And I watched Arcane.
All right.
I watched the League of Legends cartoon. Wait, what's the... Well, I guess if it's backed by China, does that count? What's the Chinese cartoon name?
Chaname?
That's racist. Chaname? Bro, I love Chaname. It's sick. So yeah, I watched Arcane. Listen, as much as I hate League of Legends...
Oh, this is good.
The show's good.
Is it good?
Show's good.
All right.
They go into the backstory of... actually, a lot of... It mostly focuses around Vi and Jinx. The 2 Piltover people.
Yeah.
And there's like an evil scientist who's a part of like their foster father's old gang. And
so you watched the whole thing?
Well, it's 3 episodes per week.
12 episodes or
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, I watched 3 episodes.
I feel like I should watch this.
You should. So yeah, the story is you follow Vi and Jinx as they're like this ragtag group of thief orphans who are trying to prove to their adopted father that they're ready for the big time, right?
Oh.
So what they do is that they go out and they try and do their own heist. They learn about this lab or this scientist who's been holding like secret forbidden technology from the government. And they're like, well, if we get that, that's a big time score. And we can prove that we're awesome, right? But what happens is obviously because they're kids, their whole thing goes awry. They literally blow up that whole apartment building.
Yeah.
And then news gets out that the kids got their hands on forbidden tech because this forbidden tech was also a secret from the government.
Yeah.
Because one of the other League of Legends characters, Jace, was working on it without their permission.
Okay.
And so there's this whole thing of the government officers let the thieves operate under certain conditions, and then the kids broke those conditions. But now the government realizes that there's secret tech, so they have to do something about the thieves, and then their whole plan unravels, and then there's like this third party who then comes in and does their like stereotypical evil mastermind plan. And then everything is starting to feed off each other, and everything goes to shit.
Okay.
And that's the first 3 episodes.
Wow.
And I gotta say, like, it's one of those things where I said before, I'm like, man, video game adaptations are dog shit.
And then this happened.
And I'm like, fuck. but also, like, at no point are they trying to keep true to the game of League of Legends.
Well, I mean...
This is a prequel to when characters are children. There is no mention of a rift of summoners at all.
Yeah.
They've just built up, like, this separate lore, separate from the game itself, and then made a story, which is like kind of cheating. I don't know if it's cheating.
I don't know if it's cheat. Like, because this is the kind of thing that would get me to play the game.
Don't do it.
Because, like, I know if I watch this and I get hooked, I will want to.
I'm gonna tell you right now, don't play League of Legends. Just don't watch the show then.
Why?
Just
I have only heard great
don't,
things.
Don't do it.
How can I not watch the biggest animated event of the
You know,
year?
you don't have to. I'm literally.
You were just telling me how good it is.
It's good, but it's like when you're talking to your friend.
Now you don't want me to play.
Like, man,
how many times have you have you wanted me to do something because you thought it was cool?
Black tar heroin's pretty cool.
Exactly. So I will try.
And then we did black tar heroin together. Yeah. If that's how you're gonna sell yourself on doing that, like, don't watch it.
Because like, there's nothing gets me more into a game or any sort of thing like fiction, right? Like, the reason why I can't really collect Transformers toys now is because the fiction isn't there for me. As in, like,
you get into the fiction.
No, like, the fiction exists, but I don't consider it good.
Okay.
But if there is good fiction, I will 100% commit to whatever it's related to.
All right, I got your back.
Yeah.
I renege my statement from earlier. The show's terrible.
Oh.
Show sucks.
Well, too late, because everyone else already told me to watch it.
Show's trash. Damn, I lost them.
Yeah,
but yeah, Arcane has been really good. It's the problem of, like, kid characters are stupid and they cause all the problems.
But you can't blame them because of that.
But you can't blame them because they're kids.
Yeah.
But also, like, even in this show, I think they write them, like, a little bit too stupid. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Maybe you're just giving kids more credit than they deserve.
I think I give more credits than I think I give them the right amount.
So what you're saying is you watch this show as a new person, right?
Yes.
And then you're like, well, what is this about? You get into the rift, the wild rift.
Okay, you know, the wild rift I would tolerate more.
And then when you've graduated,
yeah, you play Valorant.
You go to the real, to the
the
big
actual,
leagues,
the Summoner's Rift.
And then you go to the big leagues.
Just mute all if you're gonna do it.
No, but you need communication. That's what I've heard. God. You got a mic?
You got pings. You got a mic? You got a mic?
Got a
mic? Terrible. But yeah, that's Arcane.
I'm excited. I'll watch it.
I can't go against the grain in this one. It's very good.
Oh, what, you wanted to?
I can't bring up my hipster opinion, my hot takes. I couldn't do it. It's too good.
Oh, okay.
And then what else have we been doing? I've been playing Lost Ark.
This sounds very familiar.
Yes, this is the Diablo-esque, Diablo clone from Korea.
Oh,
that has been bought out by Amazon Games for a North
yes.
American release.
Yes,
I'm in the closed beta, and
this game.
I can see why this game is very popular in Korea.
Why?
Because it's real good.
Oh man,
it is. So it is Diablo. It is like isometric. You're beating up dudes, getting items, trying to get your item level to a high enough level to go into raids.
Yeah,
go into other dungeons and stuff. And yeah, it is power fantasy. You are fighting off like dozens upon dozens of enemies at the same time, and then one explosive blow will clear the map of trash mobs.
Yeah.
Right. And I can feel it. I can't prove it yet.
Okay.
But because it is set up more towards an MMO, because there's there's a big open map. You can get mounts to go faster in different areas. Once you're in the late game and you want to travel to different continents, you have to ride boats. That you can't skip. Like, it's not like a thing where you get on the boat and load up the next area. Like, you ride the boat.
Like, you're traveling.
To the area, right? It's like in World of Warcraft when you take the flying mount to another town, you have to fly there.
This game looks good. And
the thing that really hooks me is the class system. So you have a handful of, like, base classes. So, like, a fighter or a tank or a ranged person. And then within those classes, you have at least three subclasses. So right now I'm playing the fighter, who uses like martial arts and stuff. And I chose I think it's the striker subclass.
Okay.
And I basically have fucking giant gauntlets, and I do big punches.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones do like, they harness the elements. So one of them harnesses the elements, and they do like, elemental punches, right? So like, if I try and channel lightning, I'll do a bunch of punches really fast, or if I channel fire, I'll do dots.
Yeah.
And the other one is like a spirit one, which I don't really get. I haven't really seen anybody use it. But then yeah, like you're right now you're looking at like the gladiator who then
Yeah.
can become the paladin
Or the berserker.
or the berserker.
Or the gun
The
lance.
gun lance is just straight monster hunter.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's just straight monster hunter.
Oh, okay.
There's another guy who's a bow who uses like a machine gun, and then you can like
that sounds cool.
subclass into like artillery,
yeah,
or like a flamethrower and stuff like that. Aesthetically, looks super nice.
I was gonna say, like, for a Diablo style game, this game looks good.
It looks, yeah, like visually, it looks really good. But what I keep worrying about in the back of my mind is the pay to win stuff. So according to some of my friends in Korea, this game is pay to win fucking big time. Like buy your exclusive points, buy your bonus XP pass, stuff like that.
But the game's free to play?
The game is free to play.
Okay.
So it's I think people have been changing pay to win games as free to try.
Ooh.
Right? So that's a good marketing tactic where it's just like, yeah, you can try it for free, but if you want to play like for real, like pay $20.
I mean, like that. Nothing sounds more like a drug advertisement. Like,
yeah,
free to try.
Yeah, first
one's free, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
First one's on me.
So obviously it's the closed beta, so you can't like buy anything. But even now on the Steam page, they have like founders packs that start at like 20 and go all the way up to like 150, I believe.
So what are you buying?
None of them so far. But I think if I were to get the 150 one, go big or go home. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I've yet to see how the pay stuff works because it's not like it's League of Legends. It's not like it's Valorant.
Yeah.
It has more than just cosmetic effects on your gameplay.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But so far, I'm having a good time.
Oh, is this the class you're playing?
So this is the elemental version of it.
Oh, okay.
But this is the overall subclass that I'm playing. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a lot of stuff. There's like a really cool assassin class who uses like dual daggers. You can go invisible and like big chain hits, a lot of dots and stuff like that. It's real fun.
It looks like it.
Yeah. And then there's also like multiplayer. So
I was about to ask, what's the multiplayer scenario here?
So either you join a party and you do a bunch of quests by yourself.
Yeah.
There's instance dungeons that you can do. But also there's raid bosses.
Okay.
There's bosses that
like an MMO. Okay.
Yeah, they have like 13 million health bars.
Oh god.
And then they also like don't get hit stunned. And so you have to like dodge attacks. Like red lines will show up and then you dodge the attack to the left. Yeah. You can do back attacks for more damage.
Yeah.
Certain characters' attacks will jump in the air. So you have the option of head attacks.
Yeah.
And then you want to build up a party of just like crowd control versus solo damage versus tank and stuff like that. So it's like a really cool mix of like MMO and Diablo, but I'm really want to see how the pay stuff works out in the full game. I don't know if they're going to translate it to like an American audience who's like really against that kind of stuff in comparison to Asia, but we'll see. We'll see.
What do you mean against that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Daddy Bezos needs another space vacation, so
Americans are not against it.
I feel like they're against it when it comes to like actively affecting the numbers on your character. If it was just like I bought this hairstyle, I've seen almost no pushback.
Okay.
But when it comes to like I do 10% more damage because I paid $20.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you're right. Yes.
Yeah. So
this game is like. Oh, you don't know if this game is like.
I don't know if it will, right? Because I don't know the exact things that are happening in Korea. But again, my friends have said this game has some pay to win issues. So
okay,
we'll see how it goes from there.
Neat.
And then the last thing I did, I teased that last week. I went to the ballet.
The ballet.
I went to the Toronto Ballet.
How was it?
It is.
Oh, I don't like it when you start.
Kind of exactly what I expected it to be.
A bunch of people balleting.
It is a bunch of people doing the ballet. And you know what?
Not for you.
I kind of liked it.
Oh, really?
It was good. So we saw 2 shows at the Four Seasons Center for the Performing Arts.
The Four Seasons Center for Performing Arts
in Toronto.
All right.
The National Ballet of Canada. So how this? Yeah, my friend works as a designer for the ballet, and she got free tickets. And this show was like a dress rehearsal, so it wasn't like a proper show.
Is this the building with its glass?
Yeah. Oh, that bougie ass building. Yeah.
I snuck in there once because they had food.
Nice.
And everyone was in a tux, and I was just like. Nope.
LOL. Bunch of losers. And that's what, man. So first off, like I actually dressed up for this.
Oh, did you?
I put on this like sports coat.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go full tux bow tie.
Of course.
But I put on some.
You said like a rehearsal, yeah.
Yeah, I put on some nice pants. I put on a sports coat, button up shirt. Felt so fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I hate wearing that stuff.
Okay.
But even that, I saw at least like 10 people in Burberry.
But that's
at the dress rehearsal.
That's the not fancy version, right?
No. They had like the Burberry scarf, like the shawls and shit.
Okay.
They're like,
yeah, that's not fancy.
But then like you know that the rest of their outfit is also brand name. If
Yeah,
you're wearing the shawl.
But they look kind of grunge, right?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I so do not regret to not come in like a jean jacket. Like
I told you that our version of not fancy is not that.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
First off, that was wild.
Also, those scarves are very common. Those Burberry
are they really
accessories? Oh my god, they're everywhere.
No one can afford the real shit.
Jeez, I can't believe it. Yeah. Anyways, okay.
So yeah, I was trying to. So we watched 2 shows. One was called Serenade, and then
Serenados.
And then the last one was called Angel's Atlas.
Yeah.
Serenade was very like love story esque. Like
how long are these?
I want to say like 40 minutes a show. Okay. And then it was like 40 minutes a show, and then there was like a little mini movie that they funded throughout the pandemic that they showed in the middle.
Oh, okay.
That was more ballet, but just in a movie format.
Okay.
I gotta say that like the ballet was something I'm really glad that I did, but I don't know if I'd ever go again. Unless it was like someone asked me or it was like a special event, or I don't think I'd actively seek out the ballet. Strictly because performing arts, and we talked about this before when I talked about like reading nonfiction and stuff.
Yeah.
Or sorry, reading fiction.
Yeah.
Where I just don't care for that much self-interpretation in something I'm watching.
Okay.
Right? Because like you can get the gist of like what they're doing. It's not like straight up contemporary dance where it's like it's whatever you want it to be. What does it speak? Like there is a through line of their dances.
Okay.
But I think I appreciated it more from like a technical level rather than a storytelling medium.
You just like watch some cool,
where I'm watching these people do some like real wild physical feats.
Yeah, like some cool shit.
And I'm like, damn, son, like you to do that motion of like catching somebody and then smoothly and gracefully bringing them down around your body.
You practiced.
The amount of like strength you need and the amount of like muscle control both of you have to have is insane.
Yeah, I bet.
And I totally applaud you for it. But as a storytelling medium, it feels it feels antiquated. Like it feels incomplete. It definitely feels like, you know how it feels like this was the peak 100 200 years ago. Like, and it's definitely something that is made by rich people, funded by rich people, for rich people, right? Like,
yeah,
it I don't know, man. It's one of those things where like
it is a very privileged kind of event,
and it's also one of those things where like I don't believe that everybody who watches it gets it. Yeah, and they're all just living this big life. Like, yeah, I love the ballet. It's so spiritual and it speaks to my soul, man. And it's like, shut up. Just say you didn't get it. Like, stop talking in this highfalutin manner. And yeah, all these rich people are just trying to like outclass each other type of thing.
Well, that's what you do when you're rich.
I guess, yeah. Right? When you beat the money game, I guess you go to the class game.
Exactly. So
yeah, it was cool. Like I don't knock the art, definitely, but it's not for me.
Okay, I understand.
I just think there are better ways to consume a story.
To consume content. Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. It definitely feels old.
Wow. Okay.
And it's so weird too, because like when I think about other things, like I've been to professional symphonies.
Yeah.
And I've been to like jazz concerts and stuff like that. And there's something about like music, even when you're playing like a sonata, where I'm like, I sit back and I listen to the music and I'm like, this is enjoyable, right? Whereas like, cause like music and the way you listen to music and experience music hasn't really changed for hundreds since its inception.
Yeah.
Right? Since a dude banged on a rock with a stick.
Yeah.
Right? It's just straight to your ear holes. But like theater has evolved so much since ballet was invented.
Okay.
To where it's kind of the same as like trying to get someone into like an NES game when they've played PlayStation 4
yeah.
or PlayStation 5.
It's tough
right?
to go back.
It's tough to go backwards, especially if you don't have that like reverence for it. Like it wasn't like instilled in you at a young age. Or
That's
something
why I
like
can't. I have such a hard time watching old movies.
Yeah,
like black
yeah,
and white.
Totally. Like, and I totally get that. It's kind of the same argument, but instead of film being the medium, it's theater.
Okay.
So yeah, but those kids are nuts, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those
As
ballet kids are absolutely crazy. And every single time after the play finished, like, you would sit there and like watch them kind of talk about their performance, and like dancers were walking around practicing moves. Some of the dudes would take their shirt off.
Of course.
And I'm like, that's an illegal amount of muscles. Mm-mm. And like my one friend, she was like, you know what? Like they should just do the whole ballet with their shirts off. I'm like, listen, keep your horny to a minimum, all right? Like, relax. But it's a cool experience. I think I would recommend it.
I think everyone should go.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think you should experience the ballet because it is such a unique art form. But I don't think I'd go again.
Okay. Would you ever pay to go?
Oh yeah, that's also the thing. It was free.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the ballet is.
I couldn't tell you, but that place does not look cheap.
It does. No, absolutely not.
Like, because I walk by it all the time, and it's just, man, that's a bougie ass place. Like, it's fancy. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
what pricing?
Tickets. Ticket cost.
Ballet ticket costs?
Yeah, average ballet ticket cost.
I don't know.
National Ballet of Canada tickets can range from $184 to $341.
What?
So absolutely not.
It ain't like $50?
No.
Oh.
And so if tickets start at almost $200, during one of the intermissions, the CEO of the ballet came out and they're like, "Oh, we got like the single largest donation from some family. So at the actual opening of this show, we're going to literally shine a spotlight while they sit in like the royalty booth in the middle of the mezzanine or whatever." Yeah, so like it is a different world out there, baby. Like the world of the rich is insane.
I know. Like it's wild.
And honestly, now that I've experienced it, I don't want to go back. Like it just seems like such a hassle.
Like the world of the rich. Or
the world of the rich.
See, I like being in it.
Like I like being a visitor.
Yeah, it's wild.
I don't think I'd ever want to live it.
I need to get there, and I'll let you know.
That's I don't know, man. I just don't think I can give a shit. I don't think I could put up that like facade. Right? I'm just like taking the snarky comments of like, "Oh, you're wearing last year's Gucci?" Like
I totally.
Oh, is that a Tag Heuer? Oh, nice. It's so quaint. My husband just bought a Rolex. Whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Brolex, bro. That's for
Brolex? A bro? You just call it a Brolex?
Yo, you got that Brolex? Such a Chad. She can mail with my Patek.
Yeah, I didn't realize
my
you lifted weights,
It's my
bro.
Patek.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you bought a Lamborghini? I just bought the new Pagani. Like, yeah, I can't do that.
Combustion engine.
I didn't realize you hated the environment. Yeah, I don't think I could live that one-upsman shit, keeping up with the Joneses life.
I mean, like when you get that rich, that's all you got left, right?
No, like when you get that rich, it's like you did it.
No,
like you live life to where, like, why would you purposefully go into a crowd that places insecurities on you and like you seek that out? Like that's fucked up.
This is a chicken and egg situation because like the people who get there only got there because of that mentality.
But you're supposed like that's it's like when I'm fat, I feel insecure, and then you get fit.
You go for that hustle, and when you get there, what's the next hustle?
I did it.
No,
I finished the hustle.
No,
that's so crazy.
You gotta keep that drive.
That's so dumb,
man.
Like you get there, you did it. You proved it to yourself. Goal completed.
Yeah, now prove it to the world.
Now make an Instagram account. Just what's that fucking inspiration guy? Something V, Danny V. What's the guy?
Oh, I forget.
Yeah. What's the thing you love the most in the world? My family? Imagine your family getting shot in the face every day. I why can't you just be happy with your accomplishments? Why can't people do that?
No, people can.
But they need more.
No,
More.
people who are happy with their accomplishments, they exist.
Okay.
They're called poor.
Oh my god.
I'm joking, and yet it's the truth. Anyways,
he's not joking.
Before we wrap up, we got a question to chew on.
Hell yeah.
Paul Chu has written in.
What's up?
I missed last week.
Damn.
So here are a couple regarding Bond. The ones I would have asked had I not been otherwise occupied.
Mm-hmm.
If all the different iterations of James Bond fought each other, who would win? Let's say they are at the peak of their respective technologies and assistance levels.
Okay.
So 70s tech isn't automatically a detriment compared to current tech.
Okay.
That's his first question. Let's just let that sink in. Let's say they were all assigned to the same mission. Who would be the first to finish the mission, or basically who would win? James Bond, Ethan Hunt, he's from Mission Impossible.
Yes.
Galahad, Kingsman.
Yeah.
Maxwell Smart, Jason Bourne, Natasha Romanoff, and if you aren't familiar with any of them, feel free to substitute another famous spy that you do know. I've also left Batman off the list as he seems the obvious answer for everyone if he's included.
The answer is Golgo 13. Because I'll just snipe a dude.
Alright, so first one, which is the best Bond? Who's the Bond who would win in a
Bond off?
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta go like Sean Connery Bond.
Yeah.
Strictly because like say all equipment is equal or whatever, like it's not a detriment type of thing.
Yeah.
His movies have the wildest situations.
Absolutely.
Like there was one movie, I forget what it was, but they staged a whole underwater army fight where they shot each other with harpoons. And I'm like, bro, if you can get through that, like you can get through anything.
I guess so, yeah, that's a good one.
Because they're so comically impossible.
Yeah. I think I would pick Craig only because I feel like he's the closest one who would do the darkest deeds.
Really? You think he'd like throw his morals into the fire?
Absolutely. I think of all the Bonds, I think Craig would be the one to be like, you want me to be the villain?
Yeah,
I'll do it.
I'll kill this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I feel like he's the one who'd be like,
can see that too.
I'll play dirty. You
I
think
feel
I
like,
give a fuck?
I feel like Pierce Brosnan is like too in the middle of just like,
yeah,
he's a what you imagine Bond to be.
Yeah.
Where older you get, it's a little bit more cartoony.
Yeah.
And then the newer you get, you're like moral gray areas, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. So which famous spy do you think would win? Is Bond still on top?
I want to go Ethan Hunt.
You think Tom Cruise could kill Bond?
That dude was strapped to the side of an airplane.
Yeah.
Right? Like he'll get dirty.
Okay.
And Bond, like if we're talking about like this, are we talking about like the stereotypical versions of each?
You could
like,
say the best version of each.
The best version of each?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough thing. Because like rootin' tootin' cowboy, American man will get shit done, but like stealth Englishman.
But then would you rule out Galahad from Kingsman?
So we have like the peak version of Galahad.
Yeah.
Wait, is Galahad the kid?
No.
Oh.
Galahad's church.
Oh, oh.
Church scene?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going Galahad.
You going Galahad?
I'm going Galahad. That man fucked up a whole church.
I'm pretty sure that's Galahad, yeah.
Yeah, there's something about the Kingsman where it's like, it is British spy, gentleman stuff mixed with like, I'll blow up your head if I feel like it.
So we're going for the ideal one, right?
Yeah. I feel like I gotta pick out, because like, Natasha though.
That's what I'm saying. If
Russians.
I was gonna say, if we're going for the ideal, I have to pick the Widow.
Yeah.
Because she's the Russian? She took on Thanos?
True.
Like,
yeah, but she died.
She died, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she didn't fight someone who was human. Like, they're all human. She's the one who clearly has proven she can fight the Inhuman.
Hawkeye didn't die.
That's because Hawkeye got a family.
He's got a family.
And she knew that. And she knew that. Yeah, I pick Natasha. Like, if we're talking, like, ideal Black Widow,
yeah,
I think it has to be the Black Widow.
Yeah, I think once we start getting out into, like, the world of spies,
yeah.
like, there's so much more than James Bond and Mission Impossible. Like, yeah, and again, if we're going to put anime in there, like, Lelouch wins.
I mean, is he a spy?
He's
like, I know
he like triple crosses himself, like.
but Lelouch never fights. Like, that's his weakness, right? Like, he can't fight, like, at all. But he's frail.
But he never has to fight
because he's never been a spy.
Right.
He's the strategist.
He tells his best friend to live.
Yeah, he does. Boy has to listen to that shit.
Would you consider Golgo 13 a spy, or would you consider him an assassin? And is there a difference that matters?
What's his end game? Like, what is his purpose in life? What
money.
Does he do? Huh?
Money.
Like, he's a thief.
Yeah. Well, no, he kills people for money.
Like a bounty hunter?
Yeah.
Then he's not a spy.
Okay.
He's an assassin.
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. He's like a merc. He's a merc.
He's a merc.
He's a hired gun.
Okay. So Detective Conan.
Oh, well, no. But is a detective a spy?
Ooh, you know what? True. They do spy-esque
because if you put in Conan, I would say, does Sherlock count now?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
And I would say no.
Yeah, you know what? You're right there. You're right.
Yeah. So.
All right.
I don't know.
Who's another, like, what's an anime spy?
An anime spy.
Because, like, Spy X Family, but I wouldn't put him on the list.
Spy versus Spy?
Spy versus the fucking...
the black and white cartoon? Or comic? Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of, like, a spy like that.
Ooh. Is Eisen a spy?
Like Bleach? Captain Eisen?
Like Captain Eisen? Because he hid within the ranks.
No.
Or does he have to be... Does the spy have to be working for a greater corporation?
I think so, right? Because you can't have an independent spy.
Is Snake a spy?
No, Snake's a soldier.
But is he spying?
That is an action he does, but that is not his occupation.
Yeah, okay, but Ethan Hunt shoots the shit out of people.
Ethan Hunt's a spy.
But he does the same thing.
Is Vin Diesel a spy?
In
Fast and Furious.
Nah,
at the beginning, no.
No, obviously not. How come he brought the Buster? Because the Buster kept me out of handcuffs.
But by the end of it, is he a spy?
I think he's a spy.
You think he's a spy?
He's a spy for hire.
Oh my god.
I think we gotta put Vin Diesel in the list.
Oh no.
Is Vin Diesel's Charger a spy?
Oh, jeez. Like, because he did Total Double Agent that one.
Right?
Movie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
And he works for the U.S. government in, like, every movie after 5, so...
Ooh, I don't know. That's the one we have to leave to the audience.
Yeah. Is Vin Diesel a spy?
Yeah, is Vin Diesel a spy? And if he is he better than Bond?
Well, is he better... For us, is he better than Galahad, and is he better than Natasha?
Oh... Okay, no. Ooh, I don't know, though. He's got the Hulk power, though.
You saw Fast 9 when he punched the stairwell and it broke cement? Like,
I mean, if you can break physics, does that automatically make you the best?
Remember when he's just breaking people's backs on the fucking...
What a stupid movie.
Oh, yeah, and then was it 8? Where he punched the parking garage? Or 7? Remember when they were on top of the parking garage and he, like, stomped the cement and it collapsed the parking garage?
I think that's 7. That's 7. It's 7.
The ultimate spy.
That's the one where the Rock flexes the
the cast off?
Yeah, Daddy's gotta go to work? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, alright. Well, I don't know.
Is Jason Statham
I was about to ask, is the transporter a spy?
No, he's like buying cars. He's like selling cars.
Okay, well,
I think he's more of a criminal.
Fair enough. Is he a spy in Cranked? No, he's not.
He's not. I should rewatch the Cranked movies. Those are great.
All right. Well, there you go. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Apparently, Kekai Sensen is a spy anime.
Kekai
The
What?
Blood Battlefront Blockade or whatever. Blood Blockade Battlefront.
Oh, yes and no. I can
No.
see why.
Yeah, someone in this Reddit thread is calling that.
Like it is, but I don't know if it's a spy show in the same way that we're looking at these characters here.
Or else I would have put like the Doctor from Monster, because like he makes himself as like a spy, but it's not the same. It's not. It's not in the same like vein, I guess.
Yeah, it's not
the same theme.
Okay, well, there you go.
Read Spy X Family. Do it.
Sure. And there you go. That's a show.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
We did it.
We got there. We'll see you next week with more fun stuff to talk about.
I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. We can switch it up. We can talk about not fun stuff, depressing stuff.
We'll look forward to that.
Let's talk about world hunger.